Are you ready for mic drop? Are you like actually ready for mic drop? So yeah, welcome to mic drop.
I'm Tessa, I'm 17 and I'm from Toronto.
It's been a very wild ride working on this event and witnessing its journey from idea to reality. So about 6 months ago, in this past summer, a group of us came together with a shared passion for change and a desire to share the things we had learned through our experiences with social justice.
So we started Mic Drop because of the repeal of the sex ed curriculum, and a bunch of folks, high school students, came together and we were kind of thinking about wanting to do something, wanting to create something in response to something being taken away from us. And one of the things that we decided we wanted to do was create a space where students could come together and talk about both consent and social justice, and as well talk about skills of social activism.
Talk to the teacher.
My name is Azar Kamenov. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Toronto, Ontario. I'm here because when I heard about this opportunity, I just thought it was the most mind-blowing concept ever, that other youth like myself could organize something so big to spread education, which is I think a completely phenomenal idea, because I wouldn't get this on a regular basis from any other institution, such as a school that I know of.
So when I was 13, my friend Leah and I started We With Consent, which was a petition pushing for the Ontario government to include consent in the health education curriculum.
You've had an amazing year. I mean, you think of the work that you've done, the people that you've met, the offices that you've been in, the change that you've helped bring forward. Remind people who maybe they're new to the city, they didn't hear this initially, why it was so important that the issue of consent be included in the new curriculum.
Ending a rape culture is about creating a consent culture. So for us, it was super important to examine how we can create a consent culture and then how that came to putting consent in the curriculum.
So our petition ended up garnering over 40,000 signatures, and we met with the premier and stood alongside her as she announced that consent was going to be a part of the curriculum.
There will never be a time now in Ontario education where consent is not part of the discussion.
Yeah. Right? I think the motivation for this is just kind of building resilience as well. I talked about her on the radio.
And she just came.
And she came. It's magic.
Good job.
So I heard Tessa on the radio this morning on CBC Metro Morning, and I just wanted to come to say how thrilled I am that these young people are carrying on, that they're not letting despair or disappointment get to them, that they know that they need to bring people together to continue to raise their voices about how important it is that kids in school get the information that they need.
I think it's going to have more impact than kids themselves realize and adults realize. I think that our voices have always been powerful, but we were just conditioned to think that they weren't. And I think that we can really do anything because we're so capable and we're growing up. Even though we all have very different experiences, we still have this one goal that we want our voices to be heard.
I would tell 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds that it's really, really important to speak out about what you care about. And that when you care and you find people that care and you pull in teachers, you pull in parents, you pull in friends, that people will listen. And if they don't, you just have to keep fighting and keep speaking.
We have to show Ontario's decision makers that we are louder than them. So let's hear it. Everyone clap your hands!